trying to make some magic happen. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of today's edition as we have a great daughter of the soil. Yeah, Naijatu Antiwa, but she's Canada-based. And I'm talking about Ngozika Mboni. She is a Canada-based Nigerian author, children's literacy advocate, entrepreneur, and community builder with a passion for storytelling, education, and cultural connection. She is the founder of the Cookie Reads, a platform dedicated to inspiring children and families through books, literacy, engagement, and creative programming. A gifted storyteller, Ngozika is the author of children's books that promote values, imagination, confidence, and cultural identity. Beyond writing, Ngozika is also an entrepreneur with interest in creative projects, events, and community-focused initiatives. She is passionate about empowering children, supporting families, and using media, literature, and the arts to make a positive difference both in the diaspora and back home in Nigeria. So today, let's go all the way to Canada and get to speak with our illustrious daughter, Ngozika Mbonu. Hello, Angie.
Yes.
Welcome to Africans in Diaspora on Premier FM 93.5.
Hello.
Yeah, let me bring it down. How you doing now?
I do.
Correct. We'll start on that note though. Let's break it down now. Let's remember those days on the streets of our dear country. Who is Ngozika?
Who is Ngozika? That's a very deep question. Ngozika is I believe I'm a simple person, but I'm also kind of sophisticated.
Correct.
But I'm a humble human being. I love the Lord. I love to help people.
Good.
I love creativity. I believe I'm a creative. I love anything to do with just going outside the box. Thinking outside the box.
Great.
Finding solutions. And many more things. I can't just say I'm one thing. I'm also a writer. I studied microbiology.
Wow.
I do so many things, I consult on the side. So I also own a clothing line.
Wow.
It's called Handsome Apparel for Children.
Okay.
And God does, I think I'm like an ocean, You have to keep diving deep until, God says it's time for you to go. So I'm still discovering myself.
That's lovely. That's lovely, Angie. Let's take a look from there to the growing up years. While we were young, we'll always look into the future. Yes, if I grow up, I want to be this. My dream was to be a medical doctor, but thank God I'm still talking. So, is what you're doing right now what you dreamt of while growing up, Angie?
Yes, my father was a professor of medicine.
You see my life.
He was a surgeon actually.
Wow.
At University of Nigeria Enugu campus.
Great.
And he happened to be one of the best in his, in his
field.
profession.
Good.
So growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, just like my dad.
Now, so
my
they
father
be.
was a very seasoned doctor. But what happened was, unfortunately, I didn't have very good chemistry teacher. I have to blame it on somebody, okay?
And that's what we always do. My own nemesis now, mathematics.
Yeah, my chemistry teacher, she sucked. So at the end of the day, I lost interest in chemistry. I started tilting more towards social sciences.
Great.
But my father still made sure I did sciences. So I studied microbiology. I struggled with microbiology,
Wow.
And then I came to Canada right after university.
Wow.
So the rest is history.
And that history now, let's now go there. You came to Canada, you're in Canada, but you still have a strong connection, a deep root in Nigeria, especially your work. What keeps that connection alive for you?
For me, I grew up, middle class. So I
Yeah.
never had that complex being a Nigerian. I always thought, I always had so much pride being a Nigerian. So coming here, it was very difficult for me to just change my identity, the way I speak, because to me, I already feel, we are superior already. So why do I have to, take up other people's accent just to belong, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, as long as you understand what I'm saying, I can fine tune it a little bit for them, but I'm not changing completely for nobody. So and my father also raised us to know who we were. He's like, forget these white people, they're all full of, So I just grew up with that mindset. So coming here as a Nigerian, I didn't come here feeling like I'm a destitute or I came here for better life. I just came here just to explore the world, see the world. Because there's a lot of people in Nigeria that are living better than a lot of us.
For real,
Canada.
for
So,
real, for
yeah,
real.
they're buying houses here with cash, and most of us buy houses on credit. Everything we do here is credit, and that's not living to me. Because
Destiny is always tied to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. So you're always living on the edge. Oh my God, I have to have
Mortgages,
my rent paid.
yeah.
But most Nigerians already have their houses fully paid, right?
Great.
So that's the mindset I've always had, as a Nigerian. We are not here we're not here to beg, we're here to add to their society
and show off our talent.
Them, yeah.
And talking about talent, NG, you said earlier that you studied microbiology, but right now you are a storyteller, more like a literature expert. When did you first realize stories would be what you would be telling?
Growing up in Nigeria, we had amazing storytellers on TV.
Yes, so
we grew up watching
Tales by Moonlight.
Tales by Moonlight. We had amazing orators, like people that will come up and when they speak, like the journalist, what's his name again? Dele Giwa, I can't remember. We had amazing, very intelligent Nigerians. So on TV, I saw all those people, and I was always fascinated with how they coined their words and how they spoke English, even though English wasn't their first language.
Exactly.
I don't know what's happening to our generation right now, but back in the day, in the 80s and the 90s, we didn't have a lot of role models when it came to storytelling. So, and again, my grandparents were amazing storytellers. My step-grandmothers, oh my God, we always look forward to going home back to the village just to listen to those beautiful stories. I had 3 grandmothers, and they were amazing storytellers. So we'll go from each hut just to listen to stories. So to us, it was like watching movies, going to Cineplex or something like that. So I grew up with amazing storytellers around me. So I also wanted to be a storyteller for my brothers, for the people around me. So at a very early age, from the age of 7, I started telling stories. I'm making up stories. To some extent, people will ask me, where can I get the movies from? Like, I'll lie and tell them, I just saw it. Especially all those people that like to do it. They'll travel to London. I just saw this movie. Have you seen it? And I'll be like, well, have you seen this movie too? And I'll make up a story. I'll be like, where can I get it? And I'll be like, well, I don't know. And after some time, I'll be like, you know what? I made it up, and they'll chase me around the school field and everything. So I've always known that I had that gift to make up stories. I'm not a good liar, but I'm a good...
It's all about creativity, NG, really. It's not about telling lies,
Exactly.
Your creative mind is at play.
You're a good liar? I said, not really.
No. It's your creativity, and this has made you focus on books, right? What does a literacy experience with Cookie Reads, which is your acronym, your word for your write-ups, what does it actually look like for a child and the family?
So you see, when I came up with that name, somebody said, which angel dropped that name in your ears? In front of my topic. So
cookies, what do you eat now?
Right.
And
so,
the set of people that takes cookies are the young that have.
Right. Exactly. I want a kid. When I tell people that Cookie Reads means cookies for the little minds.
Exactly.
You know how we have food for kids love cookies a lot.
Exactly.
So I wanted something that kids can relate to: cookies and books, cookies and cream, cookies and milk. In my own case, I wanted them to relate cookies to reading.
Good.
So I came up with the acronym Cookie Reads. Yes. And And you know, one thing I know is that kids read my books and some of them cram the lines. I said, actually, I've read your book, and they recite the whole book without the
Wow.
book in front of them. I'm like, what?
What?
You know, yeah. So I think the books are catchy. They're very well illustrated. I try to get the finest to illustrate my books on a budget, right? So, yeah.
Literally.
So, you know, as a kid, I did find a lot of books boring. So I said, when I start writing, I'm going to write something that the little me will enjoy reading.
Good.
So I'm still writing for the kid in me. You know, so that's how I can explain it.
That's lovely. That's lovely, really. Because when you think about the modern world, the TikTok world, there is a big challenge for writers to write a book that will actually retain the attention span of the young ones instead of them dropping the book and picking up a phone to go on TikTok and the likes. So how do you fashion out ways, the skill to put the stories together to retain the younger one's attention when they pick a copy of your book?
Yes, that's a very beautiful question, because sometimes I feel like when you're writing a book, you also have to think of the generation you're writing for, the psychology, how they learn best, because you know, every generation learns differently. We do have the Gen Zs, we have what's the
alphas
called now? The high. So you have to use things that look like animes. You have to use catchy words, like, you know, not slangs, but things, cool words that they can relate to. I try to put in a lot of respect in my stories so that, you know, I want the kids to remember respect is important, punctuality is important, anti-bullying is a no-go area.
Exactly.
So I always try to add a little bit of all those things in my stories. But I always write from my own stories, things that happened to me as a kid.
Your experience.
So people will think my experiences, you know, because I did have a lot, you know. I'm like, if I could sit down and write all the books, I'm sure I'm going to come up with 100 or 1,000 books,
Wow.
you know.
That's a huge one.
Yeah. Growing up, my father did let us play, mix. There's some kids that just studied at home. They didn't go out to play. So we grew up just loving adventures. I and my brothers and cousins. So we're always looking for adventures. Especially, I don't know if you remember the famous 5, the Enid book. So we were all inspired by all those stories. E.T., extraterrestrial, you know. I remember at some point, I and my brothers, after watching E.T., we actually started seeing ETs around us.
Wow, fantasies, yeah.
There's fantasy. And I remember dating a guy. He was a very good storyteller. So when we fight, all he has to do is just tell me a story and I'll forget.
And you relax, sharp.
And you whisper my ears, fantasy. So I've always loved mysteries. I've always loved fantasy. So when you read my books, you're going to see a little bit of that in all my books. So,
that's
over
lovely.
here, they love witchcraft and all these things flying in the air and all those stuff.
All right. Thank you very much, Angie.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. A lot of them. Well, if you're just joining us, you're on to Africans in Diaspora on Premier FM 93.5, and we're speaking with the daughter of the continent, making us proud far away in Canada. That's Ngozika Umboni. Well, we will take a breather now. We would come back and we'll speak to her more about what makes her thick, and of course about a big one that she scored in 2016. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Way down in Africa, beneath the Tropic of Capricorn, 23 degrees, 27 south. Trouble is a bubbling, steaming and brewing, and I'm not a joking. Ponder. Can a woman forget her child who is sucking? I'm just asking so much so would lose compassion. It's a humble question on the fruit from within her womb, condemning them to the catacombs. I mean a tomb, perhaps just maybe, doubt they would. Do you think that they could bear that heavy load? The horror drama that unfold, way down in a field land beneath Tropic of Capricorn. 23 degrees, 27 south. Trouble is a bubbling, steaming and brewing, and I'm not a joking. Mama, oh Africa, your child's got a fracture. Mama, oh Africa, the unfolding drama. Mama, oh Africa, imagine the trauma. Mama, oh Africa, that kettle of them vulture. Mama, oh Africa, hope we destroy our culture. Mama, oh Africa, mustn't feed the predator. Mama, oh Africa, give no license to a raptor. Mama, oh Africa, hold we firm, guide we after. Way down in a field land beneath Tropic of Capricorn. 23 degrees, 27 south. Trouble is a bubbling, steaming and brewing, and I'm not a joking. And as for the union, I don't know their opinion. They twiddle their thumbs, perhaps eating popcorn. What's going on and on? Inaction gives Babylon.
All right, that's Dr. Charles the Coaster singing that beautiful track, 23 degrees south and 7 north. Very beautiful reggae tune. All right, then, we're on to Ngozika Mbonu, all the way from Canada. We've talked about writing, how she started, and what she's doing. Now, in 2016, there was a big one. One of your books was adapted into a movie. Let's quickly go through that journey. How did that feel? And what did it teach you about storytelling across different media?
Oh my God, that was one of the happiest moments of my life.
It will be for anyone. It will be.
You know, I started by knocking on doors. I went to some Russians, right? There's a lady that owned, she teaches kids how to make movies.
Okay.
So so I don't know what it's called again. I think she had a name for it, right?
Okay.
So I went up to her, and the title of my book was Tatiana, right? The first edition I did was Tatiana. Then I did a second edition called Shine. They're both the same, but Shine happens to have a religious undertone to it. So after reading the book, she said she cried in front of me. She said, because you just stole my story. She said, because they call me Gozika. So you just stole my story as a kid. And she told me how they had a saint called Saint Tatiana.
Wow.
And this happened to be her story too.
Wow.
And then a few months later, so I gave her a free copy of the book. And a few months later, she was like, Elizabeth, I'd like to turn your book into a movie. Can you let me do it? You know, I'm like, why my book? There's 10,001 books out there. Why my book? So she said there's just something unique about that book. It's spiritual. It's like, it just covers everything. Respect, love, kindness, you know. So I let her go ahead with it. Then I went into the school and I spoke to the actors and the actresses, you know, that were supposed to act out the book. Then a few months later, it was shown on the big screen.
Wow.
At TIFF. And it's funny, during that time, Nollywood was also in Canada.
Ooh.
So we had an after party where I met Uche Ojombo, like all the cream de la cream in Nollywood. And I happened to be with them. So I'm like, who am I? My little book got me here, you know? So I I said, I'm also part of what's happening,
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it was such a beautiful,
Experience, yeah.
experience. I'm
That
like,
is with
oh,
you
just
and
this
will go
little
with
idea
you.
I had,
Mm,
right? I turned into a book, and now, they made a movie out of it. The
great.
kids came up to me and they said, "Oh my God, thank you for writing such a beautiful story."
Wow.
So
That,
yeah, some of them are now in
that's great.
university.
That's great, NJ. And we wish you
Yeah.
more successes like that. All right, quickly. You've worked in diaspora. You've worked back home in Nigeria. Let me tap from your experience on what are the differences and similarities in how parents and kids engage with books and culture in both places. Because to read for this place where we call Nigeria, they always add us. But maybe with the years abroad now, reading is their first love. So, what can you say about that?
I could say so much. Some of us that grew up raised by elites, educated parents, it's kind of different because they forced us to read and all that. And the schools you went to also kind of influences your reading, right?
Yeah.
But coming here abroad, they have a lot of organizations that donate free books to kids.
Good.
Right? They have the Dollar Pattern Foundation that gives away over 1 million books to children for free.
Wow.
Especially those that are not too privileged to buy new books, right? So they've got the library here, which is fully stocked with beautiful books that they can go to. Back home, our libraries are not so equipped. We still have old books there. We need to update some more, So, of course, they have better privileges here. They have a lot of foundations that can sponsor,
and make it readily available
and all that.
Yeah, easy access. Yeah.
Right. So you can't really compare the privileges the kids have here to the privileges the kids have back home. It's only the rich that can afford expensive books and really, really good books, right?
All right, we'll get there, Angie. We'll get there with your support now. I'm sure we'll get there back here in Nigeria too. We are coasting home now. We are coasting home, and I want
to. We need cheaper printing.
Exactly.
Cheaper printing in Nigeria because printing is so expensive in Nigeria.
It is. It's not like now. Let's look into the future. Where do you see Cookie Reads and your work in the next 5 years? Any new books, shows, or projects we should watch out for?
Oh, I do have 5 beautiful books lined up.
Great.
I'm actually working on animations, so instead of just writing books, I want to kind of take it a step further and get into animations, and but all those things cost money and all that. So we're hoping that everything in life. So in 5 years, I should be able to have my own production studio.
Good.
That makes animations from an African perspective, from a global perspective.
Great.
Where we can have all the races being represented in my work.
Great. All right.
Because I've experienced almost everybody: the black, the white, the yellow,
even the green.
So, the aliens, talk about the aliens.
It's all good. It's all good. So, what advice do you have for young Nigerians who want to write for children but thinks there is no market for it? Yeah, no waste my money.
Oh my God, yes. There's a big market for kids because you will always have children, right?
Yeah.
So the first 10 years of every child's life has to be filled with a lot of creativity, a lot of pictures and colors, and all those things help to develop the brain, the frontal lobe, right?
Okay.
And in my books, I do use a lot of subliminal messages. So even though I may not talk about it, maybe the pictures will also tell stories.
Good.
Pictures. They always say that pictures tell more stories
than just the
stories
letters
itself. Right. So I do encourage every child out there that has a gift to write.
Good.
Or that has a gift for visual arts, to get into it. And we need to have people supporting those talents in Nigeria.
Exactly.
It shouldn't cost an arm and a leg, because once we have talents, we should be able to encourage them.
And harness them and make them
Okay.
blossom. All right. Let's
Make
call
them
this the
blossom, yes.
the final short, NG, quickly. Is there where people can reach you on social media? Maybe we have partnership request with Cookie Reads in order to raise readers back here or anywhere else in the world. Even Radio Nigeria might want to take this partnership further now.
Please, why not? So I'm available on Instagram. You
All
can
right.
find me at Cookie Reads One. So Cookie Reads.
Okay.
So COOKIEREADS1.
Okay.
I'm also available on Facebook as Cookie Reads, and I also have a website. It's www.cookiereads.ca, and yeah. So you just type in Ngozi Elizabeth Mbonu on
Alright.
Amazon.
All right.
So you can also find me on Amazon.
Okay.
I'm at Walmart if you're in the diaspora.
Okay.
You can find me at walmart.com. You can find me at indigo.com.
All right then.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much, NG. It's been great talking with you. And I wouldn't be signing off without asking you, Niger Jollof, Abi? Niger for life. God bless you, my sister. Don't worry, we'll have another time to talk to you again so that we'll pick it up from where we're stopping today. I appreciate you so much, and we wish you a beautiful, beautiful success ahead of you. More to be recorded.
Thank you, big brother Charles.
Thank you.
Have a lovely, lovely day.
And you too.
And Shade and the rest of the team.
All right then.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's a pleasure, my dear.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right, that's been Ngozika Mbonu, daughter of the soil, making waves in Canada, big author specializing in children. It's on that note we drop anchor on this edition of Africans in Diaspora and Premier FM 93.5. Big ups to Adeyemi Hamzat and, of course, our producer, Shegun Ogunjobi. My name is Stephen Agbaje. Catch you next Thursday, God willing, and God we will. Bye for now.
Yeah. Stuff to do.